Matthew Stafford's wife told it all. She, wanted to make him jealous, so she dated the backup quarterback, and Matthew did get jealous, and it obviously worked. They got married. It's not about that, though. How do you feel about your significant other, who is now becoming more famous, speaking on what your relationship was in a way that can be seen as not positive or non-positive?
Leave the past in the past, but also, what's the point of it? When I first saw that, bro, what's the point of that? I don't know if she's, saying, and it did get viral, and everybody wants to go viral and all that. But listen, Mrs. Stafford, what's the point of telling that story at this venture? Y'all married with kids. Like, it just makes Matt look bad. Like, don't say things that make your spouse look bad. And there's things I've said and there's stories I've told and everybody, the Kevin Hart stuff, where I had to go home and Ace was like, damn, you didn't run that past me first. You know what I'm saying? But that's not, I don't even think that's anywhere close to what she's talking about, going and giving the cakes up to a backup to make you jealous, and then now you come back around, so you done knocked it down, and your buddy done knocked it down, and you done came back around and jumped in the car. Man, that was unacceptable for me. And if I say it's unacceptable, it's crazy.
So the backup carried the bags? What happened?
She hit her, and then the hitter hit her, and then they came
I
back
know what
around
happened.
and hit her.
No,
I
I
heard the story.
Yeah, no, do we actually think that Matthew thinks is a bad thing, though? Or is it somewhat of a story of I went and got what I wanted? Like, I had to make right,
Fred.
And now I got my baby, and this is my baby for life. Like, we don't know what Matthew's thinking.
Fred, this story to you.
Do we?
This story to you is overcoming adversity.
This story to me.
This is a story of perseverance?
I'm trying to clean it up. I'm trying to clean it up.
Hey, it's not a Super
He's
Bowl.
talking about the backup getting the cake and all this other stuff.
Eat the cake.
Fred, this is a story of overcoming adversity?
Honestly, though,
It's not. It ain't even close. But we don't know what Matthew's thinking. That's what I'm saying.
I think I want to
That's
say
all.
this first off. To Matthew Stafford and Kelly Stafford. One, it's all respect.
Yeah.
It's more about the conversation. Everybody has a past. Like, everybody has lived a certain way. And the only people that have to accept who you are now or who you were are the people you care and love. And that's Matthew Stafford. The only question I would have is, it's not like Matthew Stafford isn't extremely visible. It's not like Matthew Stafford won't have to play other teams. Channing Crowder was a player that would look for anything he possibly could to get into your head, to talk trash to you, to be disrespectful, to insult you. Now you've given them something. And when you do love a person like you have to love your wife, it's impossible for that to not affect you. And the other piece of it is, too, the leadership within the locker room, the joking and the camaraderie that happens within the locker room. Wives are something you can't touch. You don't get to have that conversation. But now the world knows that that's part of your story, that that's part of your history. And it's like my mama used to always tell me, house business is house business. Don't you run your mouth about what happens here. Now, whereas however long ago, there may have been 3 people who knew this story. Matthew Stafford, Kelly Stafford, and the backup quarterback, right? Now it's a world full of sports fans that knows that. And I try to be extremely transparent and honest with my kids, who are now all adults. They have little girls, right? And people are cruel. Tom Brady himself said, if I could take back anything about the roast, it would be the way my children were affected. And now those little girls, Matthew Stafford as well, are going to or may have to deal with the ramifications and consequences of that. And that's what these platforms have now done. The podcast makes you comfortable. The podcast makes you feel like you're just talking to a friend. The podcast makes you feel like you're not in front of a camera until they put it out.
Yeah.
And then when they put it out, the same way Simone was all smiles with us and Jonathan was all smiles with us, and then they had to deal with the ramifications of subjective, stupid opinions. The less you can subject yourself to that, you should try to. And I believe she has opened this up to where that part of who they are will be seen by more people than it need to.
I was a virgin when I got married.
Sam Cooke.
Go buy your Fanatics Fest tickets.